Welcome back to Let's Play Shadowgate 2014. This is Big Los. I'm going to make this a bonus episode. I'm going to try to show all of the hidden deaths in chronological order. So that should be 1 through 9. I'm going to start with death number 1, of course, which we've seen in the last episode. So in order to do that, you are going to need the spell Magic, and you are going to need the hammer. So the first thing is you have to use this on your hammer. And of course you get this spell by finding the 2 torn pieces of parchment, and then when you join them together, you get that spell. So I've loaded to back here because this is sort of near the mirror room. And I'm going to do some loading around just to show all of these deaths. Okay, so we have to first go into this grotto here, or sewer, and then we go up here, and this is the mirror room, and now that our hammer is enchanted, we can break mirror number 3. The enchanted hammer smashes the mirror with a resounding crash. The glass shatters, revealing a dark void that sucks you in.
You attempt to scream, but quickly realize there is no air. Your lungs release their last bit of air, then begin to swell, along with the rest of your internal organs. You have found a hidden death. 'Tis a sad thing that your adventures have ended here.
Alright, so we're going to go and try to do death number 2, so I'm going to have to load all the way back here. And the reason for that is you have to punch a goblin multiple times instead of killing him. So you have to first open this door, go up these stairs. Now that we're here in front of the castle, we have to lower this drawbridge. Now this moat is usually full. However, I have turned the moat off by using combination number 3 in the gear room. Remember, there were 3 different combinations that you could do. One drained the grotto sewer, whatever. The second one turned off the waterfall. Well, the third combination drains this moat here. Now later I'm going to want to fill this moat back up because I'm going to want to collect some water that's in it. Some really bad water. Now the first thing we want to do here is we want to descend into the well. And then we're going to want to grab quite a few things that are down here. We're going to want to take this bucket. We're going to want to take this weird skull that looks like a rat with horns. So take the animal skull. And then we're going to want to take these flowers. And I believe these flowers. And then these 2 moss things here because they smell like mint. And I'll show you why eventually. Now we want to put on this gauntlet because I don't think punching goblins will work without it. I think we've grabbed everything here. Let us ascend. And then we need to take the rope that gets put there. We are going to want to use this grappling hook on the rope. And then we want to use that grappling hook on one of these windows. Okay. Now we can go up into the window. And if this moat is flooded here, we won't be able to climb up the rope. Even if the drawbridge is down, we still wouldn't be able to climb up. Alright, now that we are at the top here, if we go out the wrong window here, we will die. So let's open up its scroll. Let's look at it, see if there's any good information here. Look for my signal pyre. If more come from the north, I regret that I must bring my most formidable pet with me, since only I can control it. The name Uthal was signed in flourish at the bottom of the page. I believe he's talking about the Wyvern. So we want to hit the lever to lower the drawbridge. And now we could go into the castle. Now in this room, we are initially confronted by a goblin. In my playthrough, after I hit him, I killed him. It turns out you don't have to kill him. However, randomly he will come back. It won't happen every single time you come into this room, unfortunately. Now, if you hit him enough times, and you search his body each time, I believe on the 5th time, you can find a key. So this is the first time that we've hit him, so we can take his outfit. We'll open him to search him. Take that crystal. We're going to grab these torches here. Now, since it's random, you want to just come back and forth into this room until you can get this guy to appear 5 times. Now, I'm still under the curse at this point. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is find an alternate means to cure myself of this curse. And to find a clue for that, we are going to go into the library. So, we want to open this desk here. You open the drawers of the desk, discovering a cloth-bound book and a blank piece of brittle parchment. You place these items in your pack. So we go to the archive. We can open this book and read it. You start reading halfway down the page. With a pinch of dragon scale brought to a simmer and let rest in copper. An additional remedy for intestinal stomach injuries is to take 1 red-crested shroom, 1 stem of a seedling plant, and 1 white tear. Okay, so the stem of a seedling plant is this flower that we've collected. And we already have the mushroom. All that we're missing is 1 white tear. We also have to activate the machine that's in the laboratory. And to do that, we're going to need a 3rd runed skull, which I haven't found in the last playthrough. I'm also going to need to get the Placlear spell, which is in this book, but we need the glasses. So I'm going to have to go back, and I'll probably do that off camera, to learn the spell Placlear. That way we can go outside, we can stop the storm briefly, and once that storm is stopped, we're given a clue as to where the 3rd rune skull is. Also, if we look over here, this book that is over here is called Potions and Remedies by Portia, this red book right here. So if we open up and read it, you glance over the page and begin reading. Dire circumstances. Take a pinch of formed yeast, a sweet sugar, and an extract of mint to create a tonic that cures the ills of the doldrums. Similarly, the powdered skull of rodentia, a brackish base, and a bitter root shall. So we have the powdered skull, well, we have the skull of rodentia, it's not powdered. But that would be this horned skull right here. If we look at it, it says, this skull looks like it might have come from some large rodent. However, we've never seen a rat with a set of horns before. So that would be the skull that we're going to use. And then where it says formed yeast, I'm going to take that to mean bread, and then the sweet whatever is some sugarcane that we found, but I don't have yet. We have to go into a tower and get that. Also, I think the bitter root is this one here that's shaped like an S that we use on the gin. The length of root looks vaguely like the letter S. Use it on ourselves. Play around with the root. After a moment, you stop, having grown bored. We could try to eat it. You nibble a bit of the root. That was a dreadful taste indeed. So it is pretty bitter. Okay. So I'm going to cut away here. So as you can see, the goblin is gone. He comes back randomly, like I said. So the next thing I'm going to do is to try to learn that Placklear spell to cure the curse. So I guess I'll just meet you back here once I have learned it, and then I can turn off the storm outside. Okay, so I have the glasses. I haven't learned the Placklear spell yet, but on my way back, I decided to go through the 5th mirror, and we are here in the inner keep again. I can open up this thing, and it gives us some items, and I believe one of them is a spell. We open up the archive, we can open up that one, and that is definitely a spell, and it's Chrysalis. Yeah, I don't think the other one is a spell. Oh yeah, the Black Axe. We already got that in the last playthrough. It doesn't really do anything. Yeah, this is one of the runes that we're gonna need. So if we go outside of this inner keep after going through the portal, we see some flowers here. White teardrop-shaped flowers adorn this winter flower. So we're gonna need those. We're gonna take them. And just for the hell of it, I'm gonna light this bonfire. Now instead of going up and doing that whole thing with the flute, I'm just gonna head on back here. Go back through the mirror. And then we need to head back to the library. I don't know which way is faster. Going through this mirror, which puts us in a tower, or just going on through. I'll probably just go on through. Oh, there's that curse again. We definitely have to cure it. Makes everything blurry. Now, will the goblin show himself again? Nope. Okay. So we want to open up this book. We want to read it, because we've already put the glasses on. And now we have the Placklear spell. Let's head back. Oh, he's back! Alright, we can hit him again. I believe that's the second time he's shown up. We search him again. We failed to find anything. But we're not going to give up. In fact, every time that you meet a goblin and you don't kill him, you can just deal with him the same way that you've always have, and nothing will happen to you. In fact, if you don't kill any goblins, and you make it to the end of the game, that's one of the achievements. So we want to go out here. This is where we've encountered one of the goblins before. He's gone again. Alright, so it's passed. Let's open up our spellbook, and we're going to use the Placklear spell on the storm. Turns off the storm. We're going to head back over here. And now that the moon is clear, it shines through the stained glass window, and there's two guys here reaching up. And it's going to cast a shadow here on the floor. So if we look at the floor, you see that where these guys' shadows is casting is on this rock. This particular stone appears to be a little loose. Let's make it more loose with our tempered dirt. You jam the dirt at the edge of the stone and pry it open. A bleached skull grins at you from the hole. This skull has a symbol emblazoned on its forehead. You can't help but feel you've seen this before. If we speak to it, with a dramatic tone to your voice you shout, "I command thee to speak." The only response is that of Yorick laughing loudly. So we're going to take it and we are going to go back. Now we need to go to the entrance to put him into the third slot. Whoops, that's not where I wanted to go. Please no goblins. Good. Okay. Now if we go in here and we see the genie, we try to ascend the stairs. He will send us back to the entrance. Okay. Now we can put the skull in here. Okay, that turns the machine in the laboratory on. So instead of just walking all the way back there, I'm going to load one of my games where I'm already there. Okay, the machine is now powered on. So to use this machine, we're going to use those ingredients mentioned in that book. We're going to put it in this hole right here, so we're going to use the mushroom on that hole. The opening greedily sucks the mushroom from your hand, pulling it inside the contraption. We're also going to need this flower. The opening greedily sucks the plant from your hand, pulling it inside the contraption. And then we are going to need the teardrop flower. The opening greedily sucks the snowdrop from your hand, pulling it inside the contraption. Once those three items are in there, we can open up the spell book. And we're going to use this spell called Mix. We're going to use it on the contraption. Focus your will on the apparatus. As you whisper the word mix, your spell is unleashed. A wave of power penetrates the hulking thing, and it begins to pulsate. A deep purple-colored vapor pours from a valve on the side of the contraption. Now, if we use ourselves on this vapor, you open your mouth, inhaling the vapor. Your body is immediately racked by a series of violent tremors, but after a moment, the episode passes. When your head clears, you realize that you are feeling much better, as if a dark pall has left your body. Perhaps you have been cured of the Banshee's curse. Okay. So that's one less thing to worry about. Also, when I was doing this before, the first time that I did this, when I casted the Mix spell, I gained the Wizard's Apprentice feat. I guess once I did that, I had casted all the spells that could be learned in the game. And then once I did this, I guess I did this part under a certain amount of turns, and I got 3 Healer's achievements, and I'll show you what they are. Go to Options. I got the Master Healer achievement, curing yourself of a curse in 500 turns or less in Master mode. And then I got Journeyman and Apprentice, which are in 2 different modes. But I guess once you get Master, you automatically get Journeyman and Apprentice. I also got, let's see, Wizard, successfully casting every spell. Now there was another recipe that we could do here. And if you do all the recipes available, you get the Alchemist achievement. So we're going to do another one that was mentioned. So it called for formed yeast, so we're going to use the bread on the hole. The opening greedily sucks the bread from your hand, depositing it inside the contraption. We are going to use one of the sugar cubes. And we're going to use the extract of mint. And that's from this thing right here, this fungus. This mossy fungus has a yellowish tint to it, and it smells of mint. There you go. That's where you get the extract of mint. Okay, so now we cast the next spell again. Okay, and it does its thing. A thick fuchsia-colored vapor pours from a valve on the side of the contraption. We use our cells on it. Placing your lips over the valve, you inhale the sweet vapor. You are momentarily overcome with the taste of sugar before the concoction explodes in your mouth. As you fall unceremoniously to the ground, rubbing your jaw and spewing out smoke, you can't help but think that the stuff needs a little more kick. Now there is another recipe that we can use, but I'm not going to do it right now because it's one of the hidden deaths, but it's not in the order that we want to do it right now. So I'm going to save that for later. If you use a recipe that is invalid, something else will happen. So we'll do that. So I don't know, let's use one of the mushrooms. Let's use the sugar cane. And let's use, oh, I don't know, that flour. And then we cast the mix spell. Does its thing. A thick black vapor pours from a valve on the side of the contraption. We use our cells on it. You inhale the pungent black cloud. It kind of tastes like licorice. Okay, so those are the 3 ones that we want to do right now without getting any hidden deaths or anything right now. There's another one where you can turn Yorick blue, but I'm not sure where you get the ingredients for that one. I don't even know if, like, talking to him will give you the ingredients to use for that one, but I'm not sure how to get that one just yet. And I don't think that's a hidden death. That's for, like, an achievement where you have to kill all the goblins. Okay. So now we can go back and forth without having to worry about the curse killing us. And then the goblin will hopefully show up. And then once he shows up the 5th time, I will come back and show that he gives us a key. So I guess I'll meet you back here once that happens. Okay, I think this is the 5th time that I've encountered this goblin, so let's search him. Nope, it must only have been the 4th time, so let me go try it again and I'll meet you back here. Okay, I went out, came back in, and here's that goblin again, so let's punch him in the face. Aha, now we have a key. Search the goblin and remove a strange key from its possession. What are you, some type of fenling thief? Yorick says with disdain. And I think he's referencing Beyond Shadowgate. So now I'm going to go into the Catacombs and I'm going to show you what door that key unlocks. So I'll meet you back here. Okay, on the way to that door in the Catacombs, in this room, this is one of the rooms where it says, reaching for your temples, a strange sensation overtakes you in this cave. It feels as if some power is picking at your mind. So once you read that, and it's in the mine, the other one is somewhere else, and I'll show you where it is. Once you read that, this is where you cast the X-Squish spell on your torch, but before you do that, you should use one of the candles on it. Light the wick of the candle. And just to do that, the life of the torch begins to falter, which is okay because we're going to cast the X-Squish spell on the torch. Chant the spell X-Squish. The air contracts around the flame of the lit torch, quickly depriving it of oxygen. So what's this thing? You can't tell if it's real, but this small metallic artifact looks like a coat of arms. Strange words are etched into its surface, in particular the letters P and I stand out. What is that, like from that game Deja Vu? And it passes right through the strange artifacts. I wonder if we can... oh, hit this thing. Extract the badge accomplishment. Nothing. Well, I wonder what we're supposed to do with this thing. I don't know. But we can... oh yeah, we can't use a torch on it and extinguish torch. So let us open up the inventory and use the torch. The torch bursts the flames. Candle flickers and goes out. Well, it's a good thing that we did that when we did. But this torch is still about to go out, so we're going to use another torch on it. Okay, so when you use it in that room, you see that there's a badge. And I'll come back once I find that door. Okay, in this room, which is the pit in the lower catacombs, it says, reaching for your temple, a strange sensation overtakes you in this cave. It feels as if some power lies dormant in this cave, waiting to be discovered. So we're going to do the same thing that we did in that other room. We are going to light one of the candles. And I guess we'll use the red candle. We light the wick of the candle. And now we are going to use the X-Squish spell on the torch. You chant the spell X-Squish. The air contracts around the flame of the lit torch, quickly depriving it of oxygen. Can't be sure if this is real or not, but this strange artifact looks like some type of cloth. I've never seen anything like it before. Now I'm convinced this is from Deja Vu. Congratulations, you have earned the Master Investigator achievement. Alright. Let's use our torch and light it back up before the candle goes out. And we are very close to where that door is. Aha! Here's a door right here. An old running door is built in the side of the rock wall. How curious. And I'm going to save the game. So we can use this key that we found. I think this is the key. No, that's not it. Candle flickers and goes out. Because we got a whole bunch of other stuff. I believe this is the key. You turn the key in the door. You hear a satisfying click as it unlocks. And we've found all the deaths because I found them all out of order, but we're going to do all the rest of them in this episode. You open the door with a hard yank. A creature that is all white fur and razor-sharp teeth lies in wait on the other side. Congratulations, you have earned the Reaper achievement.
Arms outstretched, the beast launches itself through the doorway at you. In one swift motion, it pulls you from the ground and slams you down again and again, breaking your back, your legs, and the last of your will. You have found a hidden death. 'Tis a sad thing that your adventures have ended here.
Okay, so now it's time to go do Hidden Death number 3. So I'll meet you once I'm ready to prepare that. Okay, remember this room with this king right here, the mummified figure, just in regal garb, the design of the lion on it? It's the doomed King Duggan. And if you read all the books in the library, you find out exactly what happened to the king and why you should avoid him. But we're going to give him his treasures back. And the book will warn you not to do that. So we do the scepter, and then we're going to give him his ring. As you approach the throne, the setting within the ring suddenly flares, and the bony hand of the long-dead king snatches it from your hand.
With an angry hiss, the mummified king hurtles himself at you. You flee to the corridor beyond before you feel his bony, strong hands encircle your neck. "It's mine! Give it back!" he rasps as blackness overcomes you and you know no more. You have found a hidden death. 'Tis a sad thing that your adventures have ended here.
Alright, now we can go and find Hidden Death number 4, which is in the music room. So basically what you have to do is you have to put a 4th hole in this flute using this knife here. And then you have to... Well, first I have to check. Do I have the... I do. Okay. I was looking for the horn. You have to use all of these musical instruments. So let's start using the bell. Well, we gotta use ourselves on the bell. You play the bell. The sounds rise into the chamber in an eerie way. Now we'll do the lute. You play the lute. This music soars throughout the room, adding to the eerie acoustics in the chamber.
Pressure builds and blood starts pouring from your eyes, ears, nose, and just about every other orifice. You crumple to your knees, seconds before your head explodes, mercifully releasing you from the music's deadly grip. You have found a hidden death. 'Tis a sad thing that your adventures have ended here.
That's got to be my favorite one so far. Alright, let's go and do Hidden Death number 5. So I'm going to load just before we open this door. We're going to go back. And we're going to go into a room called Rendezvous. So let's check the map. I think Rendezvous... it might be in the upper catacombs. In the lower catacombs somewhere. There it is. Okay, so we're in the regular catacombs, so we have to find a way down. So that would be over here. So where are we right now? We're in Shaft. Right here, and we got to go down the ladder, and there is a gong here. Now, before I tried to play it with the hammer, it turns out that's not what you're supposed to do. In the music room, there is a mallet for banging the drum, and you're supposed to take that. Now I just have to find it in my inventory. Ah, here it is. This cloth wrap mallet is made for striking percussion instruments. Let's use it on the gong. You wind up and hit the gong with the mallet. The sound that is produced is a deep, loud noise that echoes through the surrounding caves. After a moment, you hear squeals and cries that comes from every opening in the catacombs. They are coming, you whisper.
Smelling blood, the horde of goblins pull themselves from the dark crevices around you. Your screams of defiance are for naught as sharp claws and teeth rend you limb from limb. You have found a hidden death. 'Tis a sad thing that your adventures have ended here.
Alright, the next hidden death is rather simple to find. It would be in the small chamber. Now I've placed these runes exactly how they're supposed to be, so let's just pry them all off with our tempered dirt. So if there aren't any runes here, if you use yourself on this left chain, something happens. As soon as you pull on the chain, the room fills with a bright light, followed quickly by an oppressive feeling. The air begins to crackle, and the fabric of the world is ripped apart as the horrific visage of a demon appears.
With impossible quickness, the smoldering creature springs forward, its fiery tail constricting about your neck. The beast pulls you from your feet, down into the nightmarish world in which the thing was wrought. You have found a hidden death. 'Tis a sad thing that your adventures have ended here.
I wonder what this does. Okay, the next hidden death. I guess we'll go back to where the music room is. And we have to find where the Wyvern is. So we have to go down this tower, and then we have to go into the right tower. And then we have to go all the way to the top. Keep going. And then we go through this door here. Now we gotta get the Wyvern's attention by using the Sparks spell. And the Wyvern shows up. Now we have to confuse him by using a hand mirror. Where's the hand mirror? I know I have it in my inventory somewhere. Don't tell me I didn't take one. Oh, there it is. Approach the dragon, the mirror outstretched before you. The creature gets one look at its reflection and swoons. It appears to be dazed. Now let's use ourselves on the Wyvern. We leap into the saddle on the dragon's back. The Wyvern snaps out of its trance and bucks while jumping into the air. Barely manage to hang on while the enraged creature flies straight up into the sky. Somehow you get a grip, pull yourself into the saddle.
Just as you release a sigh of relief, the Wyvern twists, turning your world upside down. You lose your grip on the beast and tumble from the saddle into the nothingness below. As you plummet to certain death, you ponder everything that went wrong and how you might do it differently given another chance. You have found a hidden death. 'Tis a sad thing that your adventures have ended here.
Okay, there is another hidden death, which it's not that easy to do, but you get the clue on how to do it through one of the library books. And I believe the library book said that you use, I think it was a rat skull. I have this written down somewhere. You use a rat skull, a brackish base, and a bitter root. So we got the brackish base from the moat water after we turned the moat back on. Go in the inventory. We're going to find the rodent skull. Put it there. The opening greedily sucks the animal skull from your hand, pulling it inside the contraption. Then we're going to use the brackish base. Use this bottle here. You pour the contents of the bottle into the opening. And then we are going to use the S-shaped root. The opening greedily sucks the root from your hand, depositing it inside the contraption. Now we're going to use the mix spell. This thing. And it does its thing, and it pulsates. And then a white mist comes out. A thick white colored vapor pours from a valve on the side of the contraption. Let's use ourselves on that white vapor. You open your mouth wide and hungrily inhale the noxious fumes. All at once, you feel as if the room is getting larger as everything around you expands, kind of like Alice in Wonderland. Either that, or you are getting smaller. You begin crying out in horror as you realize that you are indeed shrinking.
Your cries seem to have attracted unwanted attention as the door bursts open, revealing an agitated goblin. The nasty brute takes one look at you, lifts his leather-clad boot, and crushes every bone in your frail, rodent body. You have found a hidden death. 'Tis a sad thing that your adventures have ended here.
Nimmed. Like from The Secret of Nim. Alright, so the last hidden death, that's one of the official hidden deaths. There are 2 unofficial hidden deaths that I've shown already. Let's go to the... not that one. This one. Now we are dressed as a goblin. We have the right outfit on. We have the tunic, the helmet, and the shoulder pads. Now we can use ourselves on the drinks. Down the mug of grog in one gulp, immediately releasing a muffled yet prolonged belch that tickles your nose. Feeling really good! Not quite yourself, you place your finger to your lips and make a shushing sound. The far goblin glances your way and nods as if to say, "What's up?" You nearly give yourself away when you realize that the goblin armor you're wearing must make you look like one of them. We'll use ourselves on... I just said that. We're gonna use ourselves on this drink here. You swipe the mug of grog from the table, quickly gulping down its contents. The drink goes straight to your head. In a flash, you jump on the table and begin dancing a merry jig. The jig is most definitely up when you start singing the bawdy tune, "Me and the Farmer's Daughter."
Whether from your terrible singing, bad manners, or failing disguise, the goblins rise as one. With uncommon swiftness, they pull you from the table and smash your skull into a bloody pulp. You have found a hidden death. 'Tis a sad thing that your adventures have ended here.
It would be at this point that I would get the Reaper achievement had I not already got it. Now there are some bonus hidden deaths, and I think I'm going to show one. Now I got a key. I don't know if it was here. Candle flickers and goes out. I think it was down here where I got a key. It could have been this key right here. And that is the answer to one of, or the very last genie riddle. So we have to make our way back to the genie. And I'll actually meet you back there, but first, one thing I want to do, I think I have gotten every single wearable item. This is the blindfold from the skeleton on the lake. Now, I haven't worn it yet, and I believe if you wear every single item, you get some type of achievement. So I think this is the only one I haven't worn yet. Take off the glasses and wrap the blindfold around your head. And we get the Assassin achievement. Congratulations, you have earned the Assassin achievement. Okay. So we're wearing a blindfold, but apparently we could still see. So I'll meet you back here once I am back in the genie's prison. So we're back in the genie's prison. I have solved 4 of his puzzles that he's given us, 4 riddles. And his 5th and final riddle, he says, "What force and strength cannot get through, I with gentle touch can do." And that is a key, and I believe this is the key that will do it. An evil smile spreading across its lips. The djinn grabs the key from your fingers and reaches down.
The djinn takes the key and unlocks the chains that bind him. In a flash, the creature is free, but not before snapping the manacles over your wrists, trapping you forever in the tower prison. At long last, it cackles gleefully. Those wizards shall rue the day they imprisoned me. 'Tis a sad thing that your adventures have ended here.
Now, I think failing the game is a special death, and I'll show it, but I'm not really sure. I don't remember. So I'm going to load right at the end of the game, the summoning chamber. And if we use the Staff of Ages on the Behemoth, that's exactly what the Warlock Lord wants us to do. So where is the Staff of Ages? I must have passed it. Here it is. So we're going to use it on the Behemoth. If you're in the Behemoth, as the Titan's power withers and wanes, the malevolent presence of the Warlock Lord grows, expanding exponentially within the chamber.
It is mine now. The power is mine to command. All shall fear the Dread Lord. None shall stand in my way.
Tales of your great sacrifice shall be told throughout the land.
But why would they tell tales about it? Because we just empowered the Warlock Lord. And it doesn't say special death, so I guess that's just a regular death. And maybe I'll have another bonus episode where I go through all the mundane deaths. I think that's another achievement. If you experience every single death possible, another achievement gets unlocked. In fact, if we go to the options, we can see what achievements I haven't unlocked yet. I haven't got Master Scholar. I don't know what more puzzles that I need to solve. When I got Supreme Paladin, I also got Journeyman and Apprentice. Got the Axe Wielder, the Assassin, the Reaper, Torchbearer. Protector of the Realm. Unlocking all achievements. See, we still have to do that one. Completing Master Mode in 1,000 turns or less. We could do that with that game that I was just running. Potentially completing Journeyman Moon in 2,000 turns or less. Commander, 2,700 turns. Master Adventurer, uncovering 100% of the map locations and notes. So you have to really look at everything in order to get all the map notes and stuff. Master Tradesman, examining 600 different items in the game. That's tough. That would probably take a long time. You would have to look at every single thing. Here we go. Master Necromancer. Experience 48 unique deaths. I might do that in another episode. Master Scholar. Solving 62 major puzzles. I didn't realize that I hadn't solved, some of these major puzzles. Here's another one I could do. Master Savior. Complete Master Mode in one game session. That would probably complete that one and Monarch. Yeah, I think I'll do that one. Saint, praying at every altar. Now, I don't know where all the altars are. I'm going to have to go look. Alchemist, successfully creating all the recipes in the lab. Master Mode. So, we've done, I believe, 4 of them. Which leaves 1. And then once we do Alchemist, it'll also give us Avenger. Because that potion that we would create here, or mist, or whatever, will allow us to kill all the goblins that are in the, what room is that? I don't know, the mess hall? That's what I would call it. Cleric, winning the game without killing any goblins in Master Mode. See, that's something that we can do also. Survivalist, consuming 22 edible drinkable items. So we would have to try to eat everything we come across and survive. Weapon master, using every weapon. I don't know about that. Finding and lighting every single torch. That should be easy. I think I have every torch. Scout, picking up 200 different items. That's a lot. My inventory would be completely cluttered. We'd have to pick up like bones and stuff, every skull. Juggernaut, beating the game in all 3 difficulty modes. Master, Journeyman, and Apprentice. Boon Companion, appeasing your traveling companion with all his requests. So we'd have to talk to him and not turn him off at the beginning. Tidying up the Castle of Dust and Spiderwebs. Master or Journeyman mode. This is another thing that we could probably do. Harryhausen. This is the one I've been trying to do. Attempting to communicate with all skulls. I don't know which skulls I've missed, but every one that I've come across I've tried to talk to. Messenger. Summoning Lackmere and gaining each of his instructions. Which one have I missed? I don't know. Anyways, that's pretty much all the achievements, and that'll be it for this bonus episode. I'll probably do the Master Savior one and try to complete the game in as few turns as I can, which will probably net me 2 achievements. In the meantime, this is Big Los signing off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Auf Wiedersehen. Macht's gut. Tschüss.